all tied up, and this first set is dead even.
Unbelievable combination.
Wow.
Beautifully done.
What a great spot.
Hello, and welcome to the 2025-26 APTA Tour. We're live from the Montclair Golf Club in West Orange, New Jersey, bringing you the 2025 Montclair Open with live streaming brought to you by the APTA membership and our tour presenting sponsor, Corient. Tournament support has also been provided by the following local sponsors: Back to Nature Home and Garden, Freddie Miranda and Ann McCarthy of Prominent Properties, Sotheby's International Realty, Spyro, Harrison, and Nelson, New Jersey Women's Platform Tennis League, New Jersey Men's Platform Tennis League, Milburn Total Wellness, Beacon Wealth Partners, New Jersey Flex League, Center Court Padel Club, Designer Appliances, North Jersey Rackets, and Master Athletics. I'm Billy Horn, along with Sam Byram, bringing you an exciting men's quarterfinal match between Mick Irdoja and Graham McNerney, playing Andrew Ong and Anton Protsenko. Our chair umpire for this match is Jack Taylor. Sam, I'm excited to be here with you in the booth.
Billy, it's good to be here with you. What a great day we have here. It's a little hot, 80 degrees pushing today, but should make for some live paddle. And we got a great match here with home club director of rackets Mick Irdoja and 2025 national champion Graham McNerney against a very tough team in Andrew Ong and Anton Protsenko. So we will see how this match plays out. We have a couple of guys that like to play a little slower, a couple of guys that like to play a little faster. We will see how it goes. We could be here for a while or not.
Which of those styles is going to influence the other? We have Mick Irdoja on the bottom of the screen, currently hitting from the deuce court. He's our lefty with the hat. And we have Graham McNerney from the bottom of our screen on the left. He's a righty in the light blue shirt. Just made that volley. Really tall. On the top of our screen, we have Anton Protsenko in the ad court, just making that lob there. And his partner, Andrew Ong, in the deuce court from Chicago in all light colors, all light gray. Excited to be here. Like you said, it is 80 degrees, which means on court it's got to be cooking at 100. Let's go to the results from the rest of our draw here. How all of the seeds have fared and what our other quarterfinals look like.
Yeah, so we've got a full slate of matches going on right now here at Montclair. We've got Team Regalado and Salazar playing Leon and Moyo. We've got Lalic and Ostojic playing Benkheim and Friedrich. Our match, Irdoja McNerney versus Ong Protsenko, and Dabic and Pardo de Andre versus Broderick and Christian. So, look, it's a loaded draw. There's a lot of teams here that are expected to go pretty far, I think, the rest of the way in terms of the tour this year and as we head into nationals. But we got a long way to go for that, certainly, with this opening up at Montclair, which last couple of years has been the case.
And Montclair's opening our tour again. Something to be noted for the men's tour this year, we have a little bit of a new scoring system. It's best 2 out of 3 sets, but with no ad scoring, and the server chooses who they'll serve to at deuce. It's an interesting new way to move the matches along and make sure that you guys are provided with the highest entertainment.
Yeah, I think, look, last year there were several matches that went north of 4 hours. At Short Hills, the semi was a really long match, and at the national final, I think we're topped out at 5 hours and 45 minutes, and I think the no ad is good. It's going to put pressure on those points. We'll see when we get to deuce, how long those points last. If people are willing to take a risk on that point, or if it's going to be full lockdown mode, and we will see how many. First, it's got to get there. We'll also look at the women's draw. They're up to the semis. Lopez and Pejic will play Davis and Tansel today at 4. And Alexandra and Lalic will play New ball,
Morgan and Sikora.
and Morgan Sikora. Yeah, I'm sorry. Morgan and Sikora. Yep. So.
Those will all be great matches. Davis and Tansel with a big upset earlier in the quarterfinals.
That's right, over Delmonico and Gebbia, I think. Good cutter by Mick there.
Yeah, so we have Irdoja McNerney winning the first 2 games. Nice cutter there by Mick. Looks like Graham will be serving at the top of our screen. Nice to see him start the year. Again, he was our national champion last year in 2025 with his partner Adam Morgan. Mick and Graham have played this for the past 2 years. They were finalists last year, I believe. Lost to Regalado and Salazar in the finals, I think.
Yep, I can't remember if they... You are right. Billy's on it. So far, it's been all Irdoja and McNerney. I'm sure things will settle in here.
Andrew Ong is known for settling down the points and playing long points. He'll find his way in there. It's also the first time that Anton and Andrew are playing together, I believe. I don't think they played together at all last year. They signed up together this year for this tournament. I always like to see the new partnerships and how they work out.
Both guys play with a lot of different partners. So Andrew plays most every tournament on the schedule, and we'll go through the schedule a little bit later. And Anton plays with a bunch of people too, so they're both very, very tough. A little bit different style, but very tough. And it goes to 3-0 Irdoja McNerney.
We saw this in the quarterfinal match. We had a lefty women's tour. We had a lefty-righty matchup against a righty-righty, and it seemed with where that sun placement is on the court, it was a pretty big advantage to have that lefty out there where you could pick and choose who takes that overhead depending on which side you're on and set up your serves. As you guys can see, the sun is just coming in from that one side, and so if you can point your overheads away from that and have a clear view of the ball, that is a big help.
Yeah, look, these guys are way more experienced in playing in brutal sunlight than most member play and league play. All these tournaments are during the day. Most play in leagues and friendlies are at night. So they're experienced, but the lefty-righty combo in general is a nice combo, as you know, playing with Marshall Chapin all these years, and certainly helps out with the sun. As you said, you can pick your side on the serve and basically negate it, and then decide who's going to take most of the overheads at net.
Nice shout out to Marshall there. I happily defer overheads to him with his lefty spin. Mick Irdoja is also a national champion, it should be noted. He has not played full tour events the last few years, but he always plays this one because he's also the director here, and he directs the tournament itself. And so he's out here, and this is one he makes sure that he circles on his calendar to play. It's really great to see him out here. He's got a really high level of talent, skill, athleticism, brings a different element to the court when he's out there.
Yeah, I think he and Sven in 2021, after COVID at Canoe Brook, that moved. It's supposed to be in Boston, right? And
right.
It moved to Canoe Brook. They got to the finals, lost a very tough match, kind of wet conditions to Johan and Steven. And then I think followed it up the next year in Long Island with a win. So they got their national championship. And yeah, Mick hasn't been really playing the tour too much, but he's even not playing on tour, he is extremely skilled. And if you can make it to the finals of a draw like this, still playing pretty good. See if a minor open door here at 30-15. Generally, Anton just puts the ball into play on his serve. Has been doing that for quite some time. Their hands are so good, they get it started. And
you would immediately see Mick teeing up for that forehand, and there's no hesitation to bail.
No, hit a nice one-hand top spin backhand there as well, which he breaks out.
In the warm weather, you'd say it's much, much harder to volley, especially something that's hit with spin or pace.
Yep. No, it's different. 2 years ago at the Baltimore Open on Saturday, it was 85 degrees, unusual for late October, but we're getting it here again. And it's just interesting the way the game goes from this time frame to November, December, January, and you get some pretty cold weather.
Here's a 1-point deuce, I think, for the first one of the match. Elected to serve to the ad court.
Yep, it is server's choice, so the return game is so good now. I think they give the
nod to the server
nod to
rather
the
than in
server.
tennis, where the nod, if you play 1-point deuces, to the receiving side.
Correct. And let's just see how they go into grind mode here, or if someone takes a chance at 3-love. I would assume Anton down 3-0. Anton and Andrew are going to lock it down.
Great dig by Andrew Ong. Totally comfortable switching sides in the backcourt there by Protsenko and Ong.
Yep.
Now see Protsenko on the deuce, Ong on the ad.
So up 3-0. Graham has taken a couple of chances with some cutters. Tough, as you said, in the warm weather, it's very tough to put the ball away, but he has tried a couple of times, and now we're back to lockdown mode.
One could say lockdown mode from both sides.
Yep.
You see the lefty, Mick, totally comfortable in transition, taking overheads with Graham, who's just a phenomenal volleyer on the net, staying tight.
If not the best. Mick takes the rip there, handled easily. A lot of transition
Look
here.
at how hard he closed there for a 4-0.
Irdoja McNerney lead 4 games to love in the first set.
And that's just where in the hot weather, you get that ball up high in transition, and you're thinking, oh, I'm going to drive this back. And, because it's sitting way up above the net, and the guy just closes down that net so hard.
Again, McNerney just positioned perfectly on the net.
Just smothers the net.
He's a big guy, long arms, and he plays very, very tight.
Great anticipation, too, where those players hit the ball.
He's always there.
He studies the sport so well. He knows where these guys going before they do.
He's watched a lot of live stream paddle, that's for sure. And he plays a lot of tournaments.
Speaking of a lot of tournaments, we have 15 tour events this year, 5 of which are Grand Prix. For the first time ever, we have 5 Grand Prix, 15 tour events, and then plus nationals. We start fast and furious, obviously, here at Montclair, and then a few weeks out, Medina, and then followed up with your tournament in Baltimore, your home court tournament.
Yeah, we're in year 3. Ong and Protsenko did get on the board there, so good for them. Corient is the official wealth sponsor of the APTA's 2025-26 season. Corient is a fee-only wealth manager who puts their clients at the center of everything they do. Learn more at corient.com. Yeah, we're in year 3 now of the Baltimore Open, which has been pretty successful. We've got huge support from sponsors and the players. And the folks down in Baltimore. We've got a big grandstand, tent, food. We've taken care of most everything, we think, and this year we're trying to. Goal was to get the highest purse on the tour, and I think we did it. So we got a $40,000 purse for our tournament on October 25th. So we are expecting pretty good players to show up. as they have been the last couple of years.
That's incredible. That's an incredible number. Great job down in Baltimore raising that kind of money for the sport.
Thank you. Well, we got to compete with Boston. We're always competing with Boston for the highest purse, but you know, no one really was too familiar with Baltimore paddle prior to this tournament, at least on the pro side. And so year one, we got them down there, had a great time, and everybody came back for year two. And now we're just building on it. So it's been fun. It's great for the people in Baltimore that haven't seen this level. It was amazing for them. And we got some big crowds.
I bet. I actually went to college down in Baltimore, so it's my home away from home. I went to Loyola University.
Okay, terrific. Well, then you got to come down.
I got to make it happen. Anga Protsenko got in the match here with that break a serve on mixed serve. Now we got Ong serving at the bottom of our screen.
I mean, you think it's return in these type of conditions with this heat and the ball flying, you think it's returner's advantage in this scenario?
Absolutely. I was watching Ong Protsenko's first match, and Ong hits a bit of a high contact roller serve, especially to that deuce court where you have mixed forehand sitting up off the screen. That's going to be a hard one to take the net on. But these guys are all very wise. They will refuse to do that serve and volley if they think they're at a disadvantage. They'll happily give up the net. I know Andrew can play all day long. He's played some great marathon matches in the past.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see how high that ball sits up there for Mick, but he just happily stays back and actually wins the transition battle there.
We'll certainly see a lot more transition play on a day like this than we will in February. And Mick's forehand has always just been one of the biggest weapons in the sport.
It is one of the key differences you see at this level of play, that when you are at net and you see a drive, a ball sitting up, and you see a big drive coming, that these guys happily let that ball go through. They don't try and make a low volley. They don't try and make a reaching volley. If they're right on the net and it comes to them, they'll make that volley. But they will let that ball go through effortlessly.
Yes, and they're so fast. I mean, they can catch up.
That helps.
Old guys like us have a little bit more trouble getting back there, but yeah, let it go through, and it's something that the tennis player needs to learn when just getting into this game. On playing in the backcourt and playing at net is to let those balls go and play them off the screens. It's not what you're normally doing in tennis. So
tennis, you're using the volley more of an offensive volley. In paddle, you're using it to neutralize an offensive shot. When that's not possible, it's a smart move to let it go by you if it's hit that hard. Starting to see the four players settle into the match. Lobs are getting a little bit deeper, seeing a few more neutral overheads. Not a good example there. There was a short lob by Ong and Protsenko. But starting to see some longer, steadier neutral paddle start taking hold.
And when he gets the opportunity, Graham will certainly waterfall you into trouble.
40-30.
Well, a point from 4-2.
2 points in a row for 4-2.
That's correct.
That 1 point deuce. That's going to bring a lot of change mentally, for these players to get used to that. You're up 40-30. You have 2 straight game points, not 1. And there you go, 4-2.
4-2. Mick goes for the big rip there. Yeah, we did. Our Baltimore Open is a one-day tournament, and we did the no-ad there last year. And the players were very supportive of it. So I think after some of the long matches last year, and some experience. They did it in Philly before us the year before, and we did it. I think there's support for it. I'm not sure any of these guys really want to play for 4.5 hours. And watching for 4.5 hours is a long.
Well, it helps. It helps too, having to a lot of the time play 3 matches in a day, and the level of play and athleticism in these draws now. You know, your first match is not a walkover. It's difficult. You're playing some long points right away, and to have to do back-to-back 4-hour matches where you know you're playing deuces is a tough. It's tough on the body.
And especially at this point on the men's side, you know, there are a lot of young guys coming up, and these and they're into it. They're picking it up. They're in year 2 or maybe 3, and there's a lot of guys that maybe people that follow the sport haven't yet heard of and are going to be hearing of. And you've got to be very careful in those early rounds now.
I think that's right. You know, with you know, again, continuing with the 1-point deuce, you know, you're going to see some upsets this year, I think.
You are.
40 love from Graham serve to make sure that they keep a bit of a hold on this first set. Great first volley by Graham McNerney. It was a well-hit drive by Anton Protsenko. Oh, we just knew that was coming. Great drop shot, 5-2.
Graham hit the winning cutter and said, "Sorry, Anton." So, give a little shout out as well to Jack Taylor, who is up in the umpire's chair from Baltimore. He helps me a lot with the Baltimore Open, does a great job doing some part-time stuff at Larendale and helping out. So he does a great job and really wanted to get involved, and did some great matches. Did the ladies semis, nationals last year, which was an unbelievable match between Flora and Anna and B and Tia. I asked him afterwards, how was that? And he said it was stressful, that's for sure. So
I can hear that. I was an umpire for many years, and I know exactly how Jack was feeling in that moment. This would be a great day to be an umpire up there in that sun, 80 degrees, get a nice tan.
That's right.
He's got to pull those sleeves up, though. He's going to get a little bit of an umpire's tan there.
That's right. Well, I remember my first experience at a big tournament was at Nationals 2017, and one of the best matches of all time was Broderick, Palmer, and Stravinsky and Gambino. And I mentioned that when we played each other at Nationals in 2019, and you said I was in the chair for that one.
I was.
That was an unbelievable match, and that was the first time I'd ever seen anything like it at that point. Said I'm gonna keep going back to Nationals to watch, and luckily we got on court in 2019. You took care of me and my partner pretty quickly, but it was a lot of fun and great to get to know you and Marshall and over the years. So.
That's right. That was our intro. That was that national quarterfinal match at night on Saturday. Always has amazing energy.
Amazing. But that was just incredible. I've watched it a couple of times since, especially the third, and Palmer during that third set down and on match points. It was just unbelievable. If you love paddle, I suggest watching that match from the 2017 Nationals in Philadelphia.
And Jared and Drew, that team that we were just talking about, are being inducted to the Hall of Fame this year. That
is right. Nationals this year is at Canoebrook, so Drew's home where he is director. So what a fun experience for him. And Johan got inducted at the Country Club 2 years ago, and what a great Nationals that was up in Boston. I was just up at the Country Club recently, and what a great spot.
Yeah, well deserved for Drew, and Drew and Jared are one of the best teams this sport has ever seen. Competitive nature and how they played the game was so impressive over those 5 to 10 years that they played together.
Yeah, I mean, you're coming in with Jared Palmer's skills of being a Grand Slam winner, Wimbledon, and I think the Australian Open, doubles and tennis, and came in and you know, got the tutelage under Drew.
Not a bad person to be taught by.
No.
40-30.
40-30 to stay in the set from Protsenko here, serving. Too good.
Caught the neck there. Now we're to deuce.
1 point deuce for set point.
I think I saw Anton go for a big serve at 40-15. This one will just get pushed in and get it going here. Again, with these points, when you're up 5-2, maybe you take a little bit of a chance. Oh. See what happens with the call here.
The umpire has to wait for the player's call.
That's right.
You want to replay? No, I'm just like, I didn't see it out. I couldn't call it for you. I couldn't help.
See that I thought it's small and make it your you better.
Play let. I'm good with the let. Sorry, Jeff.
Love the sportsmanship from the four guys.
Such a hard. Play let.
Can't sort it out.
Well, it was a topspin shot. It was close to the line. It's tough for Jack in the chair to see it. He can't make the call. All four guys are replaying it, and it happened to be a deuce point. So
Sportsmanship's the best part of this sport. All these guys are highly competitive. They all want to win. And then when something like that happens, it's a critical point, and so nice to see that they all agree, you know, when they can't figure it out, that we're going to do it again. Happily. Maybe not happily.
No, I think in general you get everybody just wants to get it right, and if they don't know, they replay it.
So again, 1 point deuce for the set, and that is the set. 6-2 on Protsenko. We'll be right back in just a moment after these messages right here on APTA YouTube channel with live streaming provided by ProFlight and Streambox Labs.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Welcome back to the APTA Tour. We're here at the Montclair Open men's quarterfinal in West Orange, New Jersey. This match is between Mick Irdoja and Graham McNerney. They're playing Anton Protsenko and Andrew Ong. Mick and Graham, Irdoja and McNerney just won the first set 6-2. It looked like they were ahead 4-0. Had everything under control, and then Ong and Protsenko settled in. The last 4 games have been highly competitive, very even matches, games. So I think looking at this second set, Ong Protsenko have settled back in. They're at the top of your screen. Protsenko in the dark blue shorts and the hat, and Andrew Ong in the gray and white shorts. At the bottom of our screen, we have Graham McNerney in the blue shirt and Mick Irdoja, our tournament director, in the hat and green shirt. It looks like Mick will serve first in this second set.
Anything you saw there, Billy, that is giving them the edge?
Oh.
And Ong and Protsenko need to try to solve here?
I mean, it was a very fast start by Irdoja McNerney, you know, coming out 4-0. We talked about the lefty-righty advantage with the sun. But I think Andrew and Anton settled right in. since the start of the match, they've come back. The last 4 games have been very even. Even the last game, Anton had a 40-15 lead there. We could still be in this first set. I think they've kind of figured out their sets, that they have to be patient, that Mick's going to hit a lot of spins, and that Graham is going to stay right on that net. Hard to drive through, so patience is the name of the game for them, I think, until it really is right there for them.
I just haven't seen Graham and Mick make many errors, and I feel like they've been putting certainly a lot more pressure. So to Anton and Andrew just try to see those passing shots. Oh, little transition was going to be transition there, but just haven't seen them make any mistakes except that one.
McNerney or Irdoja are very hard to hurt. A team that doesn't have a lot of, if any, holes in their game. Here we go. See, this is what I mean, where they settled into it a little bit more. We're not seeing a ton of offense. Oh, that's tough right up in that sun, I think. That's not an error you usually see Anton make. I think those are the chances, though. With the serve sitting up so high, can you get that ball to go through between the net team and maybe take over? Good quick hold there by Irdoja. This year, the APTA has 2 streaming services able to bring you all four men's quarterfinals matches, which is a big bonus. We have Streambox Labs and we have ProFlight bringing you all the action from the men's quarterfinals today. They've put a lot of investment into it, and for the viewers and the people at home to be able to watch all these different men and women, big bonus that the APT has done for the sport this year.
Yeah, look, having all 4 courts of these quarters, I know we're doing it down in Baltimore. I think they're doing it everywhere. It's a huge advantage to be able to watch them all. So if you got some favorite players out there or director from your club, you can tune in.
Like you said earlier, there is so much talent coming into this sport, that you are going to be able to see some names we maybe don't recognize from years past or have only seen briefly, and I think streaming all 4 courts is going to be big for some new players out there. We saw on the women's draw Davis and Tansel, who that was their first time on a live streaming court, and they did such a fantastic job of what looked like not even thinking about it.
Yeah, I didn't get to see much of that match, but it was an interesting scoring line there. Yeah,
a big upset. I mean, they, on paper, both in their round of 16 match against Macy Elliott and then again in their quarterfinal matches, running up against players who have far more experience than them, and they were so composed and did the little things right that allowed them to be solid and ultimately, emerge victorious, get into the semifinals. Congrats to them.
Yeah, and I said there were a lot of younger guys. There are also some women coming up. I know I was watching some practice. I was up at Silver Spring Country Club last night, and there was a group of young ladies, young pros, getting settled in the game, and it would be great to see the women's game get significantly deeper, which I think it's on its way to being.
Absolutely on its way to being. I think we saw that last year with the emergence of Lopez and Page, who started. I mean, I know Lopez was in the mix for a couple of years, but them as a team, starting in Baltimore basically, and then growing as a team throughout the year and finishing in the women's final.
Yeah, they lost in the final to Florinana, but they knocked off Lynn and Macy in the semi down in Baltimore. Look, they're fantastic, and I mentioned that semi. They got to the finals of the Nationals last year, and Macy and Lynn got their revenge. But all right, here we have another crucial point here with Andrew Ong serving. What a dig!
What a get. I think Anton's got to get out of there sooner in that moment after that return goes by him. He's staying in that a little too long for how fast Irdoja is and how quickly he can get up there and turn the tide. Oh, big hold.
Yep, that was a big hold. I was just going to say, Graham seems to be going for a little bit more action on his overheads than I normally see. He missed one there. He hasn't missed many, that's for sure. But I think they're depending on the side. Seems like he's been dominating at the net.
Ideally, you don't do it at the 1-point deuce, but you can miss one when you're up a set. Have been holding serve the way they have been. Good move by Andrew Ong. Just amazing that Mick got that low over the net.
It's interesting, you know, especially in this game, and now that you have the 1 point at deuce. I mean, the momentum shifts are big in this game anyway. And even at 5-2, and we had a deuce point there in the first. If that goes Ong and Protsenko's way, and now you're at 5-3, look, you never know what's going to happen. We've been around for a long time, you know me. We've seen a lot of matches, and boy, you know, you can be up 5-1 and have it be 5-4, 5-5 in a heartbeat. And so even at 5-2, you got to be very careful with people at this level, certainly.
Yeah, it'll be an interesting learning experience as this year goes on, because it is the entire year that we will be playing 1-point deuce, not just individual tournaments. So, you know, players will figure it out how they want to treat it. Do we play a long point? You know, do we ignore the score and just play our way? How that goes about. I think Anton Protsenko has to for them to win this match. I think Protsenko has to take some of those 50-50 choices where the ball's sitting up for him and maybe put up a couple more lobs until he's really moving forward for the ball like that. That would be exactly what I'm talking about.
On point. That was a poor choice by Anton to take that rip there.
Even if he makes that drive, you have Mick Irdoja right on that net.
Yep. And even if it gets room, it's coming back almost all the way back. Mick loves that one-handed topspin volley.
That's not bad because he's moving forward in the court there.
Most of the pressure has been put on by the team of Irdoja and McNerney thus far.
Wow. Ooh, just long. Just missed. The roller overhead in the warm weather is really the one overhead that is very difficult to consistently deal with because it's the one that doesn't pop up off that back screen. A flat push, you know, is gonna sit up off the screen. A slice, often even, unless you really spin it, is gonna pop up. That roller though will stay down and is often really explosive off the back wall, making the baseline player run forward towards the net and have to somehow lob high and recover. Puts a lot of leg work on the players.
And they keep their rollers, especially Mick, it's so low anyway that it fires off the back screen. I mean, it's close to the snowboard oftentimes. It's very difficult to handle.
And you can see the way Mick can play it. He's in the middle of the court, and he can play it to either the ad court or the deuce court corner, and he holds it for so long.
Yep.
It's so difficult. Such an amazing tool to have out there.
Which Graham doesn't hit a lot of. So, you know, you're changing it up. Lefty, righty, rollers, waterfalls. It's a lot of different looks that you're getting put at you, which just makes it unnerving to be on the other side of the court, facing all these different weapons.
Very hard to find a rhythm. So this is the game. This is the game from Ong and Protsenko. Anton Protsenko's serve that they've had a little trouble holding here. If they're going to make waves in this set, it's got to be a hold for Anton here. He had a pretty good serving game last time, just didn't close it. See if he can get into this game. Little confusion.
And this is also where the lefty righty hurts you. I mean, if you're Anton and you're putting the ball, just putting it in play, it would be easier to do that on the side where your opponents are facing the sun, right? Because they're going to be less likely to be able to close the net. They might give it up. But when you have the lefty righty, the other team they don't worry about it because the person not looking into the sun's going to be taking all the overheads. He's been doing this serve for a long time, and his hands are so good that it doesn't cause too much problems for him.
Ultimately, Irdoja and Graham McNerney have been taking the net in the majority of these points, regardless of if they've been serving first or receiving. They're eventually finding their way to net. There's a great roller. That's such a tight angle to find. I don't know how he's hitting that ball.
And even though obviously you can win points from the back court, when you've got these guys constantly at the net putting pressure, it's very tough over time to handle over the long haul.
So largely Graham McNerney at the net. He's right on that net. Oh, there he goes. He takes one there. But he's just letting Mick go to work. He's waiting for the other team to get impatient so he can stay right up there and make that volley. Just giving Mick a break here for the overhead as I say that.
And that many rollers. Ooh, what a good shot. And those rollers were really just missing the neck there. If I was hitting those cutters into the screen and they were dying like that, I would not be apologizing to my opponent for it, I tell you that. But Graham is very polite.
Apologize for a great shot. You hear Anton Protsenko say softer. Very difficult with the amount of spin that Mick Irdoja can put on that topspin forehand to soften those hands. That's a good lob sequence by Ong Protsenko. Changing directions, one of their first deck lobs that you've seen in a while to wrong foot McNerney. Finally got an open drive.
It's a big point right here. What a shot.
That's the one I think Anton's got a lob. Yep, he's right there on that net. Graham McNerney is right on that net. Good win, good point there.
So Protsenko serving a 30-all, down 2-1 in the second.
I think this is a massive point.
Yep, I agree. Gives up the net. Again, the pressure continues. They're at net, directing traffic, making these guys make insane gets while they're just standing still at net.
I just think that choice again, where you have Graham, you have Irdoja at net, and Anton's driving that ball right into him, forces the scramble on yourself, where I know it's hard when you have this habit of seeing a ball sit up there to choose to lob it, but that might be where you create an opening. If they're expecting the drive and you hit, you know, that extra lob, they get off balance, and then, you know, you get an even shorter ball in the next one.
Mick is feeling very comfortable with those rollers. I mean, he hasn't caught a lot of nicks. They've been close. He's gonna, if he starts catching them, it's a big problem.
He's doing it from behind the service line, you know, and he's finding these tight angles towards the corner screens. It's
Yeah.
break
Hitting
point.
rollers effectively from that deep in the court is hard. So we got 30-40. Be nice for Anton and Protsenko and Ong to get this and force a deuce point. Give themselves a chance to tie this up at 2 apiece.
All right, they have the net in this point. See what we can do. All right, Anton. Nice job by Protsenko there, seeing a short lob, finding a little bit of the net, and hitting that nice cutter for the winner. 1 point deuce.
It's a good dig by Anton there. That ball was hugging the side rail.
Club players, club men and women often ask me, how do I hit that waterfall? How do I hit that waterfall like Grant McNerney? And I said, well, first you got to grow, you know, 6 inches.
Yeah.
Do not advise it. He is a master of it. He holds it so long and just flicks that wrist.
I do not like playing against people that have fantastic waterfalls. I find it very frustrating, since I don't hit them a lot. Even more frustrating.
Too
It's a
easy.
shot. Yep. Very deep in the court too. I
Yep.
think you just have to just go into such a grind mode here and hope you get shot clock error by McNerney or
Right.
Irdoja.
There's a good example the other way, where Ong is taking a very short backswing and almost disguising his drives and holding it, and then, you know, deciding to do a quick lob or a quick little poke drive, and that's almost looking more effective than that drive where you're loading your legs and it's just players can see it coming and get ready.
And I don't mind what Andrew did there. He does it a lot. He crept up, tried to take advantage of the short ball there, and didn't work out, but I didn't mind taking that look there from him. But now they are down 1-3.
Great get. And the point restarts.
It's a great take by Anton. Oh, wow, what a shot by Anton.
That'll fire him up a little bit.
A little bit. Got a crowd building out there in the seats watching the
we got
tournament director.
That's right, home court boy. We got a women's semifinal after this. We have food trucks coming in. We have the men's semifinals up at 6. It's going to be a great afternoon night of paddle. Perfect weather for the spectator.
Perfect. Good serve.
It's that lefty serve right towards that nick. Hard to anticipate whether it's going to go sidewall first, back wall first.
when you can't get anybody to help you. So you cannot yell help and have that one covered. Pretty critical moment for this match right now.
I think we're going to see 3 or 4 very long points here. A lot of patience from Protsenko and Ong. Good pressure.
40-15 with Irdoja serving to go up 4-1. Great shot by Anton.
Had good 2 spin overheads. See if we can steal this game from Ong and Protsenko. See if we can get it back to 3-2. Get it back to on serve.
What a shot.
Yeah, great redrive. I mean, how can you blame Andrew Ong for closing in there behind his drive?
Oh, lively ball and a ripped ball from Mick. 4-1, Irdoja, McNerney.
A lot of control over this match, but here at the Montclair Open, the men's and women's tour event are not the only events going on. There's 8 tournaments that have happened over 2 days, today being the final day. 4 yesterday that were all combined PTI events. We have a men's challenger draw that's going on today, and we have a men's 75 plus tournament, all of which are well attended. So 8 tournaments, over 260 teams are playing this weekend. That's a great way to start the year.
Yeah, look, the PTI tournaments have been a huge addition, I think, to the APTA and to everybody involved. It allows you to get that tournament feel. Not everybody can play in NRTs and challengers. Team Nationals is another one I know you've played in, and I play every year. It's so much fun. But the PTI tournaments, PTI Nationals, Team Nationals has really gotten a lot of people involved, and kudos to here where they have so many going on. It's a great way to get the year off and rolling with 8 different draws.
The PTI events just add to that atmosphere of the weekend. Get everybody involved and amped up to be here.
Yeah, they play on. Most of them were, or a lot of them were yesterday, and so people play, and then they come over and watch today. I'm sure it's going to be a packed house tonight. Usually is for those women's and men's semis at 4 and 6 o'clock. The ladies at 4, men at 6. Try to give you some updates on what's going on in some of these other matches if we get one. But
I think I see Benheim and Frederick won the first set over Lalich and Ostojic. Very tight match, though. See if we can get some updates on the other scores. I liked seeing that body language from Ong and Protsenko. You know, they got together before the game, little high five. Let's go. We're still in this. They want to fight. They want to be out there.
Absolutely. Look, there's no one more positive out there than Andrew Ong, that's for sure, and Anton as well. But Andrew's always smiling out there, always high-fiving, down 6-2, 4-1. He's just a hugely positive guy out there. And look, they're in a hole. You never know what can happen. And so might as well stay positive throughout and see what happens. You can be angry later. That's tough.
Do you think if you're Ong or Protsenko, you're playing from the backcourt a lot? Seems like the other team is kind of fine there. Have found you know, how they're going to hit their overheads. Maybe switch sides for a point or two, just to give them a different look, something to think about.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, they're both righties, so they have that opportunity. I think that's a great call.
Here they are on opposite sides. Hopefully, you know, stay here and see how this goes. It is hard with the roller overhead, and the way they're set up. Irdoja and McNerney are set up at net, but it is always tricky when you see a team switch sides to remind yourselves, you know, where are their weapons, where are their strengths coming from. It's not a bad move on a deep lob. It just have to have that second skill of letting the ball go through when it's hit low. And a great call from Graham McNerney. You could hear him say hard, telling Mick, who is looking up at the ball, to make sure he changes his overhead from a push to more of a tennis overhead.
Yep, communication is the key out there, and I think something that a lot of league and member players that don't see this type of matchup live, and hearing the players, how much they talk and how much they tell each other yours, mine, almost every shot in a lot of cases.
It is constant, right? Constant communication.
So we got Graham McNerney serving at 5-1 in the second. We thought we might be in for the long haul with this match. It has not played out that way thus far.
Not over yet.
There's still time. There's still time. We will see what happens here. I'm sure Graham and Mick are preferred to get off the court as quickly as possible. Seeing they have another match. They would end up playing the winner of the Dobbich Pardo de Andrade versus Broderick Christian.
See if we can track down an update on that match. Two very contrasting styles of play in that match.
That is correct.
Oftentimes those are the most interesting to watch. See which team emerges. Wow, he just closes that net. Mick just closes that net so fast.
Anton gives him a hand for that one. Looks like Regalado and Salazar wrapped up the first set against Lakeman and
Moyo?
Leon and Moyo. Sorry, Lakeman usually plays with Leon, so.
I'll forgive you for that one. Early season.
Early season misstep. Okay. Well, we're 2 points away here. Another good serve by Graham. Winning cutter, backhand cutter by Mick. He's feeling it. He's ready to wrap this one up.
That's a 5-1 30-love shot right there from the service line.
4 match points for Irdoja and McNerney. Another cutter winner.
That's the match.
And that's it.
Irdoja McNerney 6-2, 6-1. That's a wrap, and we will be back at 4 for the women's semifinals. Thanks so much, Sam. That was fun.
Billy, I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Thank you.
At Corient, wealth management begins and ends with you. We believe the more personal the solution, the more powerful the result. We treat your goals as our own. We never lose focus on the life you want to build. And our experienced advisors design custom-built strategies to help you get there. It's time for a wealth management experience as sophisticated as you are. It's time for Corient.
Done. Great job. Hey, good stuff to you. Patty, good job. Yeah, a lot of fun. You guys look great out there. How long have you been playing?
Who, me? Oh, I've been playing my whole life. How about you?
Wow, I only started playing when I retired.
Someone say retired?
Looking good out there, Eli.
Thank you.